Hey, welcome back, nerds. Fino here with an analysis of the GSSR banners. So, as a quick refresher, for those of you less familiar with it, the GSSR is a system where you can spend some paid quartz to do a 11 roll that's guaranteed to have at least one 5-star servant. And these banners are divided by class, with the extra class servants being split up into two banners. So I'm going to take a quick look through these and sort of go through the highlights and the lowlights and make some recommendations. Now, one common thing you'll see with these banners, a lot of these anyway, is that they have some pretty lopsided power distributions. The Saber banner is a pretty good example. On one hand, you have power picks like Nero Bride and Benny Enma, and on the other hand, you have some clunky older servants like Saber Shiki, for instance. Like, unless you're hell-bent on waifu hunting, I would tend to avoid these kinds of banners, or if it's the one class where you're missing a good 5-star attacker. Now, the Archer banner here is actually one of the stronger ones, because as far as I'm concerned, these are all like good to amazing picks with one exception. The only dud here is Moriarty, who I adore, but his applications tend to be a little restrictive because of his deck NB mismatch and sort of supportive bent. You have top tier attackers like Squirtoria, Archer Jean, Superhuman Orion. Oh yeah, I guess with the Koyanskaya system coming down the road, Ishtar is also going to be up there. Gilgamesh is a little outdated, but you know, he's still quite a bruiser. So again, Archer class banner, very strong. Lancer is probably the worst banner, in my opinion. A lot of these are clunky older servants. Probably the best one here is a Resh. I would roll for her, but not because she's like a super amazing servant. Okay, let me rephrase that. I would roll for her, but not because of her super amazing gameplay. Let me put it that way. Then we have the Rider class banner. This one's also pretty lopsided. On one end of the spectrum, you have Da Vinci Rider and Reynes, but on the other, you have like Iskandar. Unbalanced, it's quite a risky banner. I wouldn't recommend this one, unless you really want, like, multiple servants on it. Now, the Caster class banner is also lopsided, but the upper end is so good that it can actually be worth it, because Merlin and Scotty, like, the thing about these meta card-type casters is that when you get them, it unlocks so much damage potential, and it gives you just a ridiculous amount of power. And also speed, especially with Scotty. Like, if you can run any kind of Scotty system, even the kind where you have to plug suit, it'll speed up your farming runs considerably over just having nothing. Now, of course, the banner does have its downsides. Da Vinci's pretty clunky. Nero, like, Caster Nero is on paper a strong servant, but at like NP1, she's a serious potato. And Ilya is kind of awkward. Got that deck NP mismatch going on. But yeah, that's the risk you take. Now, the Assassin banner is also extremely lopsided, but in almost the reverse, not quite, because Kama is an extremely strong servant. And First Aslan is nothing to sneeze at either, but the others are on the weaker side. Your chances of getting screwed rolling on the Assassin banner are pretty high, so unless you're ready to, live with your Cleos and your Shutens, I'd reconsider it. Berserker class is another one of the really strong banners. You have some serious power picks on here, like Arjuna Alter, Berserker Musashi are like top tier picks. Kintoki is really good, and he gets even better once Koyanskaya comes out. Well, Koyanskaya of Light. I guess I need to specify now. Raiko's still quite strong, even if she isn't like the top dog anymore. Echan is relatively good. The only weak pick here is Hijikata, who's not bad per se, but not someone I would want to get on a GSSR, let me put it that way. So yeah, aside from Hijikata, quite a strong banner. Now the Ruler Avenger banner is weird, because a lot of the servants on here have utility attached to them, like Bunny Toria has her card shuffling, Holmes has his suite of supportive buffs, Mux has one of those really weird but convenient NPs, even though it does very little damage. You also have clunkers like Mao Nobu, and top tier picks like Space Ishtar and Qin Shi Huang. Like, how good these servants are depends largely on where your account is in its stage of development. Like, if you're a new player and you get Sherlock, like, what the hell are you going to do with Sherlock? And, like an NP1 Bunny Toria is a bit of a potato. A lot of these extra class servants do tend to be potatoes at NP1, although some you can sort of finagle into farming anyway, like Space Ishtar. She gets significantly better with extra copies, so, it could be worth the risk, but it is quite a high-rolly banner. This one, I would say, the Alter Ego Moon Cancer Foreigner banner, is a lot more consistent in its level of quality. And if you're a new player, this is actually the one I'd recommend. Because pretty much all of these servants, you can use them out of the box. Kiara might be a little touch and go because her damage is on the weaker side, but aside from that, like, these are classes that are difficult to get, but most of these are strong power picks. They can anchor your team early on, especially ones like Okita Alter, BB, and King Protea. And, you know, some are useful just on the basis of their class, Hokusai especially, but Abigail works too. You know, Melt is great. Like, these are all tools that you'd want to have access to in your account if you don't already. And if you have some of these at NP1 already, they do benefit from extra copies quite a bit. So yes, let's just go over my recommendations. If you have a newer account, I would go for either the Alter Ego Moon Cancer Foreigner banner or the Caster banner. The Caster banner is a lot riskier, but if you get Scotty or Merlin, that's a huge windfall. That's a great get. It'll expand your tactical choices tremendously. Now, if you have more of a developed or established account, you may want to go for the Ruler Avenger, Berserker, or Archer banners. I would avoid the Assassin, Rider, Lancer, and Saber banners unless you have like a single servant or like a couple of servants that you really want to headhunt. But yeah, overall, those are my recommendations. So good luck on the GSSR, and if you get multiple SSRs, be sure to tell me because I totally won't be salty. Oh, God. Listen, I rolled on the Lancer banner. I needed Brynhildr for the Pokedex. So do as I say and not as I do, I guess. Anyway, peace.